Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning if you're on the West Coast. My name's Paul Krotz, PWHL Director of Communications. Very excited to chat with you all today. It's been an exciting week as we inch closer to the end of the exclusive signing window as part of the expansion roster building process. We're excited to have virtual media availability today to introduce our first members of PWHL Seattle, followed by members of PWHL Vancouver, all over the next hour. As you would have heard, we've started to record this meeting. However, if you would like to record local files, please press record on your Zoom device, and I will provide that authorization now. We will have a Q&A component to this availability. When you would like to ask a question, please use the Zoom to raise your digital hand. I'll call on folks individually, ask you to unmute, and proceed with your question. As always, to help grow familiarity across our community, please introduce yourself and the media outlet that you represent. With that, I'd like to introduce the first four members of PWHL Seattle. Very exciting times for General Manager Megan Turner, who has signed forward Hilary Knight, forward Danielle Serdachny, defender Cayla Barnes, and forward Alex Carpenter to help build the foundation for professional women's hockey in Seattle. And those four tremendous players are with us today. I'd just like to ask all of them for their perspectives on what it means to be part of this historic movement to the Pacific Northwest and really helping to build the foundation for PWHL Seattle. So if each of you could share your perspectives on that, that'll get us started. Hilary, why don't we go with you first?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's honestly a dream come true to be able to start pro hockey in the Pacific Northwest and be a part of this build. I know everyone's extremely excited when the PWHL announced that this would be an expansion city. There's a lot of buzz among players, so really excited, really honored at the opportunity to be part of this build and looking forward to the future and what's to come.
Danielle, do you want to pick up on that thought?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I'm incredibly honored to be one of the first members of PWHL Seattle. I've heard nothing but great things about the city, and just seeing how the fans there rally around the different teams gets me really excited. And obviously, to be on the West Coast and closer to home is a huge honor for myself and something I take a lot of pride in. So, really looking forward to it.
Cayla, how about you?
Yeah, just piggybacking off of that, just super honored and excited to get going in Seattle. It's a storied sports city and a great city overall. And being from the West Coast, super excited to be closer to home, closer to family, and be able to grow the game out there. So really looking forward to working with the staff and these amazing players that have already signed and get things going.
Alex?
Yeah, these guys hit the nail on the head. Just super excited, very honored, even in the 30 minutes since it's been announced for myself. You can just see how welcoming the city is and how excited they are to have a team, and really excited to start building with these four and, the remaining players that we get in the entry draft.
Thank you all. We'll turn now to the Q&A portion. I see a few hands now. A reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand. We do have a large number of media on the call, which is great. We're going to take questions for the next 30 minutes. In the interim, I ask that you please limit your questions to one and a follow-up. If we have time, we'll circle back to additional follow-ups as time permits. We'll start with John Worrell, please.
Hey, Paul. Thanks a lot, Paul. Congrats all to your new signings. John Worrell with the Associated Press. This is for Hilary. Let's start that off. At a time where you're winding down your international career, Hilary, what's it like to be continuing your kind of like a trailblazing way in bringing, women's hockey to Seattle after all you've already done with, with USA Hockey and in helping establish the PWHL?
Yeah, I think I guess sort of just how my career's gone. I'm more of a builder in many ways, and I'm extremely excited about the opportunity for pro hockey in Seattle. Ecstatic. It's an incredible honor to be a part of this group, to be able to have this opportunity. I think it's pivotal, it's important, and I'd like to think that we do things right when we bet on ourselves and we surround ourselves with great people and great teams behind the team. And I think this is another one of those organizations that's going to be extremely successful, and that's exciting for not only the fans, but the legacy of the sport at the professional level as well. And to have a hand in that in the ground level is an extreme honor.
And just as a follow-up, aside from it being closer to home, you've talked highly about Seattle and your experiences there. I mean, just what is it about Seattle, and how much did you, as tough as it is leaving Boston, where you really established yourself, how much are you looking forward to this move?
I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, Boston always holds a special place in my heart. The team out there, all of, my teammates and my friends, that's what's tough about it, right? But when you look at the opportunity on the other side of it and new teammates and obviously former teammates as well that were rejoining, it's really exciting. And to have an opportunity to build something and be a part of that legacy on the ground floor is unique. And my experience, and I haven't been to Seattle many times, but the times I have been it's been outstanding. So when this opportunity came along, I was like, I would love to get to Seattle. And that's it's I'm just so excited. I can't wait for puck drop because the fans are amazing, and I really like how teams are supported out there. And I think we're going to be in great company, which is awesome.
Best to you. Thanks.
Thanks, John. We'll go next to Glenn Dreyfus, please.
Hi, Glenn Dreyfus from Davy Jones Locker Room. This is for Danielle. And first of all, I understand you got to meet Jordan Eberle when you were a kid, and I'm wondering if you're looking forward to catching up with him and reminding him how old he is.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty fortunate growing up to be surrounded by the Edmonton Oilers just with my dad's job. And obviously, they have a great family there. I haven't seen him or talked to him in a while, but if I get the opportunity to catch up with him, that would be pretty incredible. But yeah, really, really looking forward to it and becoming a Seattle Kraken fan as well.
And Danielle, the other question for you, please. I know you're probably so tired about talking about your golden goal in 2024, but uh, do you still, does that still excite you when you do think about it? And what did it mean to you? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'll be a special moment kind of for the rest of my life, but yeah, I don't think about it too often. Also, based on how the last World Championship went, I think that kind is more fresh in my head right now. But yeah, it was definitely an incredible moment there in Utica with so many friends and family, being so close to Colgate University, where I spent 5 years. So it's a special moment for me and my family and friends, and one I'll remember for a very long time for sure.
Thanks, Glenn. Go next to Chris.
Hey, Danielle, this one's also for you. I just wanted to maybe get your thoughts on your first season here in Ottawa as well. And what are some of the skills, some of those things that you're looking to bring from your time here in Ottawa, your first season now to Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, from a team standpoint, I'm proud of our group and how far we made it. I know a lot of people probably counted us out there when we were going through a little bit of a rough patch, but there's a great group of girls in that locker room, and I think we were able to really rally together and kind of do something special there in Ottawa. So those teammates, those people in that locker room is definitely something I'm going to miss a lot, but I'm looking forward to the new opportunity here. But yeah, I mean, from a personal standpoint, I'd say it was more on the disappointing end. Didn't have as much as of an impact as I hoped I would in my rookie year, but I think this fresh start will be really, really good for me and a new opportunity to play under a new staff and with new teammates, and just hoping I can contribute in any way I can, continue to be a playmaker like I've kind of always been, and impact the game in any way possible.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thanks, Chris. On to Jonathan, please.
Yeah, Daniel, Jonathan Jobin from Radio-Canada Ottawa, just on the same kind of a path here. I want to know, how do you feel it's going to be a better fit for you there on the West Coast, maybe being able to let talk your talent more in this new team?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited for the new opportunity, like I mentioned. I think a fresh start is kind of what I need, just based on my last season. Obviously, I mentioned it was a bit disappointing from a personal standpoint, but obviously really grateful for the opportunity, and for Megan Turner and the Seattle organization for believing me and taking a chance on me here. So hoping I can turn some heads this year and make more of an impact on the ice. So I'm just going to continue doing what I do best out there. And yeah, I mean, I think them believing in me, being one of the first players to sign in Seattle means a lot. So I'm hoping to kind of build that confidence up and bring that to Seattle.
I'm curious as well, like the next season is pretty far, of course, from now, but did you talk between players and maybe the coaching staff and all that about the travel next season? Like, it's going to be a challenge for you on the West Coast, having maybe like 6 games out of 8 going on the East Coast, and how do you think you will manage those challenges with traveling next year?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I haven't thought too much about it, but obviously you can see on a map how far Seattle and Vancouver are from some of the other teams. So I think that's kind of just the reality of professional sports, is sometimes the travel is not going to be ideal, but I'm sure the league will do their best to kind of make that schedule appropriate and also manageable for kind of everyone involved. But Seattle's such a beautiful city, and I've kind of always wanted to live near the ocean. So I guess that part kind of cancels out any of the negative effects of the travel, I'd say.
Thank you.
Merci, Jonathan. Tyler, please.
QL Daily Face Off. This one, just one for me, Paul, and this one's for both Hilary and Alex. Both 1-year contracts. Is this kind of just to see, whether it works out in Seattle? Is there kind of a big picture plan with it? I was just curious on just why the short-term contracts.
Hilary, you want to go first, then Alex?
Yeah. I think we've just seen that anything can happen in this league, right? And so it just, for me personally, is kind of just, where my headspace was at. I will say I'm not necessarily planning on going anywhere after just 1 year. It was just kind of what made sense right now for the time being. I know I just came out with Olympic retirement announcement for post 2026, and yeah, my plans professionally as of now are to continue to play. So just trying to make it work and figure out timing standpoint, and just with all the buzz going on right now, making sure that I was in a good spot moving forward. And yeah, so the term doesn't really reflect my commitment or my promise to what we want to build and be a part of in the city of Seattle, if that's helpful.
Yep,
Alex?
yeah, makes perfect sense. And same for Carpenter, yeah.
Yeah, I just echo what Hill said. Looking at it on paper, that's not where my headspace is at as well. Definitely, excited to build something here, but it takes 1 year at a time. So just get started with that, and then we'll see where things go.
Awesome. Thank you both very much.
Thanks, Tyler. On to Carissa, please.
Hey, Carissa here from CBC Sports. This one's for Hilary. You just talked a little bit, Hilary, about, you had your retirement announcement for the national team, that this will be your last Olympics, but you can continue to play professionally, and it hasn't always been the case for female hockey players to be able to do that. Can you just talk a little bit about the fact that you can do that now, like how far we've come?
Yeah, I mean, it's we've come so far. I think when I first graduated college, it was we had a semi-pro league, which we thought was pro at the time, and we were fighting for more programming. We were fighting for visibility, more resources, and obviously some sort of wage and healthcare. And it took longer than we all wanted. I think we all wanted this 20, 30, 100 years ago, but we were able to get this starting point with the PWHL. And I just think what an incredible opportunity to have the ability to have an option and make a choice, and by no means do I think I'm going to be done with the U.S. team immediately after 2026, but in terms of signing up for Olympic quad, that's kind of just where our mindsets have been at for so many years, because the Olympics and the national level was the only sense of programming that was sustainable at the time. So really exciting to have an opportunity to have an option now, and to be able to make that choice. And I'm just so grateful for all the people that came before us to be able to have this league and the work that's continuously being done to put this league in the limelight and expand and provide us the things that we need to, create a space for people to be fans of hockey, and to create a space for us to do this as a career and deepen the pool at the grassroots level. And I'm really excited for where the sport is right now and incredibly grateful.
And just a quick follow-up for you, Hilary, you talked about, being a builder as well. You got to play in Idaho in the last season. Now you're playing for a brand new women's professional team in Seattle. Can you just talk a bit about where you've seen that growth in women's hockey on the western side of the US and maybe where you see it going?
Yeah, I know for me, like personally, it's always important to list Idaho as my home, just for that Western growth. Obviously, Seattle's a few more states over, but I'm really excited now that we have that visibility out here. I think it's important. For me, just personally in my own little bubble here, the amount of people from Idaho and Utah and sort of the mountain region that can now come and watch a game and don't necessarily just have to see one rivalry series, but can just hop on a flight or a few hour drive to watch professional women's hockey at the highest level is just incredible. So really excited about the growth. It's only going to continue to deepen, and that's everything you want when you're looking at this from like a 30,000-foot view. Obviously, as a competitor, you're more worried about, the travel and the competition and all that. But what an amazing city to have an expansion team in. And we're really, really looking forward to being there.
Thanks for your time.
Carissa, Laura, please.
Hi, thanks. Laura Harrington, come as you are hockey based in Seattle. Just want to welcome everybody to Seattle, and so excited to have you all here this fall. I'm amazed by the expansions of PWL just in 2 short years, and want to kind of ask everybody to talk about the growth from your perspective and how quickly it expanded out here. So whoever wants to go first. Thanks.
Let's go Cayla, Danielle, Alex, then Hilary.
Yeah, I mean, I think the growth of women's hockey has skyrocketed since this league has started. Obviously, I've only been in this league for 1 year, and just even the growth from watching it in year 1 to playing it in year 2 is incredible. And being able to experience that has been such a unique experience. And I only expect even more growth in year 3, obviously with expansion, but just the fan base continuing to grow and all those things that come with it. So I think it's been, a great 2 years so far, and just excited to see where it goes in year 3.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like Cayla mentioned, only playing a year in the league, but last year in my final year of college, just being a fan to now playing in it has been quite incredible. I think you can see through social media, through the different audiences, like the record-breaking crowds, just how passionate the fans are about women's hockey and how excited they are for it. So playing in a new city, I think will be amazing, and hoping we can kind of help contribute to building a great fan base here in Seattle.
Yeah, from the growth from year 1 to year 2, especially, you can see how dramatic it was. And I think the expansion and the takeover tour really shows, the crowds we can put in these buildings. So, the expansion is great for players and great for the league alike.
Yeah, I am. Not much more needs to be said. I think obviously the league has their metrics and data, and everything that's pointing them to the direction that expansion is important and, profitable. So I think, we're in really good hands of where we started year one and where we're going. And what a amazing hit out of the park to be able to expand in year three and to have that promise, from Mark Walter, Kimber Group to really, put a stake in the ground and see this thing and build something incredible on the women's side and women's sports. So really excited to be a part of that.
Next question from Raphael, please.
Hi, my question is for Cayla. I'm just wondering after stops in Boston, Ohio, and in Montreal, how thrilled are you about going back to the West Coast? And did that play the biggest part in your decision to leave Montreal for this new expansion team?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been all over the map in the last couple of years, and definitely going back home was, a big reason why I was interested in Seattle. I think it's not quite home. I'm from California, but it's a quick hop, skip, and a jump over to Seattle. So I think a lot of people are excited from my family and people that I know out there to be able to have the opportunity to come and see a game. And there's a bunch of little girls out there that are also super excited for that. And I think just having the opportunity, being from the West Coast and growing up there, to be able to grow the game out there is super special and important to me. So just really looking forward to having that opportunity and being able to put some roots down in Seattle and make an impact in any way that I can.
If I may, I have a follow-up. Obviously, the high-end talent, there's only a few signings, but with Hilary, Alex, and Danielle, you're going to find a group just as talented as you had around you in Montreal. What excites you about the opportunity to play for this team in Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, these three players that have also signed are incredible hockey players. I've had the privilege of playing with Hilary and Carp for a couple years now. So just being able to be reunited with them, and then obviously with Danielle, she's a great hockey player. I've played against her in college, and just lucky to be able to play on the same team, on the same side this go around. And I think, with these players signed, it's the start of a really strong hockey team that is going to put a good product on the ice and one that fans are going to want to go and see. And I think we're going into this year, and we want to be competitive. We want to win a Walter Cup just like every other team. So I think that's the vision, that's the goal. And I think as they build this team, you're going to see that.
Thank you, and best of luck in Seattle.
Raphael, John Barr, please.
John Barr, Sound of Hockey out here in Seattle. Quick question for Alex. I believe you played out here in the rivalry series back in 2022. And I just wanted to get your impression of that moment. What was it like playing out here, probably to an area you've never either been or unfamiliar with. And then how much, if any, did that kind of weigh in on your decision to sign with Seattle?
Yeah, for sure. I can't remember what year it was exactly, but we had a rivalry game out there. I remember we attended a Kraken game, and just looking at the crowd and how neat the arena was. And then, the same thing the next day we played. It was a packed building. The crowd was loud. I remember we scored the first goal and we couldn't even hear anybody speak. It was just so electric in that building, and definitely plays a role in, where I wanted to play and want to help build that community and some of the greatest fans out there in Seattle. So really excited to get going and play in front of them.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Kyle, please.
Hello, Cushman with the Score. First of all, congrats to all of you for signing and signing up for this new adventure at West. Question for Alex. Were you surprised by being left unprotected by New York, and what were your expectations coming into this expansion process?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. It's always, unexpected or surprise, but at the same time, I think I took that as, a chance to, have a new opportunity. And, that's, the past kind of behind me now, and just really excited to, get going in Seattle. And like Cayla said, just really excited to play with these amazing players and, build our team and compete for a championship.
Thank you.
Squeeze in our remaining hands raised. We'll go Erica, Gemma, then Kate, please.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Carpy, I'd like to stick with you if that's all right. Yeah, I wanted to ask you a little bit about, what conversations, if any, have you had with Megan with regard to, what the vision is or the style of play, any of that?
Yeah, I was able to speak with her, earlier and, just trying to form a base here in Seattle and, get this initial group together and, build for the long term here, I think, is really important. And, nothing but great conversations and, she's doing a great job. I'm sure she's still busy on the phones and, she's putting in the work to help create this great culture with Seattle.
Yeah, thanks. I have a follow-up also, Erica, with CBS Sports and Women's Hockey Report podcast. So for you, Carpy, again, what can you take from your first 2 years in the league and how it is going to, or what it's going to take, excuse me, to build a winning culture that can help you be successful from out the gate?
Yeah, for sure. Learned a lot in the first 2 seasons, especially from year 1 to year 2. And I think, I think the culture of your team is extremely important and, pushing your teammates to be better and creating that, family type atmosphere, I think is extremely important. And, so far we have such a great group already and, just excited to see who else we add and, to continue building.
Erica, go ahead, please, Gemma.
Hi there, Gemma Kirsten Smith with the Canadian Press. Yet another question for you, Hilary. I'm wondering if you can talk to us about what it was like to be left exposed in the expansion process, if that's something that you talked to the front office about beforehand, or if it took you by surprise. Thanks.
Yeah, I think whenever the expansion was announced and sort of the rules of engagement, you knew that it was going to be, an exciting opportunity, and also some bittersweet feelings as well. Obviously only 3 get protected and different clubs need different things and players need different opportunities as well and fresh starts or whatever that looks like. So definitely there's a lot of conversations that go on behind the scenes, and you kind of have to meet people where they are and figure out which pieces work and what people want to do and how to build a successful franchise. And so I'm really excited about this opportunity here in Seattle. I said it so many times now, so apologies, but I can't wait for puck drop. The fans so far, and Carpy kind of hit on it. My first experience playing in Seattle was outstanding and something that obviously stood in the back of my mind for many years. And so when the league announced that Seattle was going to be an expansion franchise, I was like, oh my gosh, whoever has the opportunity to get out there is just going to be an amazing setup and wonderful fan base and have incredible opportunity to bring a Walter Cup to, a storied sports city. So yeah, I think things aligned for me personally in the right way. And I cannot wait for puck drop. I cannot wait to play in front of Seattle fans and, yeah, really looking forward to playing alongside all these amazing players and whoever else we sign.
Thank you.
Go ahead, please, Kate.
Hey, this is Kate Shefty with the Seattle Times. This is also for Hilary. I was wondering if your history with Megan Turner had anything to do with your decision to sign in Seattle.
Yeah, I think you want to be in good hands, right? And as from migrating from the PW the Dream Gap tours and figuring out insurances and how to get people through the door and provide programming and all that stuff to my first year in the league and just being on the PA and just being able to be a player and trusting that you're in really good hands and there's someone at the helm that's going to make decisions to put the right pieces around you, both on and off the ice, because all of us can be great when we're on the ice because of the team behind the team, and that is just as important as the players that are on the ice. So, yeah, I think a pre-existing relationship with Meg definitely helped. She's an incredible leader, and really looking forward to working for her and yeah, I think we're in really good hands on the pieces that we've collected so far and where we're going from an organization standpoint. So really good things to come.
Thank you, Kate, and thank you to all of our media for your questions today, and certainly congratulations, Hilary, Danielle, Cayla, Alex, the first 4 players to officially sign with PWHL Seattle. As it's been alluded to, the exclusive signing window continues through Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, where Seattle will have an opportunity to sign 1 more player to reach their maximum of 5 before the expansion draft on Monday, June 9th. Which commences at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. As we transition into our second part of our virtual availability, I'll say thanks again to our players, and we'll stand by to begin part 2.